The UNC Tar Heels take on Temple in the Military Bowl, and that's going to be a 12 o'clock Eastern kickoff in that contest there. The Tar Heels are the 5.5-point favorite, total at 53.5. Now, we did see a 1-point fade of UNC in movement upward on the total. North Carolina opened 6.5 down to -5.5. Total open 53 up to 53 and a hook. 53% are leaning Temple, 57% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Owls are plus $1.90 on the money line. Now, Temple has been victorious in 3 out of their last 4 games. They also went 4-0 against the spread in those 4 matchups. They have outright wins against the likes of USF, Georgia Tech, and Memphis this year. They rank in the top 40 in the nation in passing yards. They're also in the top 45 in points allowed. One more thing to add about Temple, pretty good on the defensive side of things. They rank in the top 15 in yards allowed per play. Now, UNC on the other side, losers in 6 out of their last 10. They have marquee losses to Pittsburgh and Appalachian State. And when I say marquee losses, I mean pretty bad losses, games they should have won. They're just 3-4 against the spread away from home this year, and they rank 78th in pass yards allowed. Now, 4 out of UNC's last 7 games did get over the total. Temple, same record there. They are 4-3 to the over in their last 7 themselves. I'm going to lean toward the underdog in this game. Give me Temple plus 5.5 and the over 53 and a hook in that game. Next matchup, Pinstripe Bowl. Michigan State taking on Wake Forest. 3:20 Eastern kickoff at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. The Spartans are the 4-point favorite, total at 50. Not a whole lot of movement on this total, although we did see a 1-point move toward Michigan State in the early wagering. Sparty open -3 up to -4, totals at 50. 53% are leaning Wake Forest, 54% toward the under. Right now, the Demon Deacons are plus $1.65 on the money line. Now, Wake Forest has scored 30 points or more in 3 out of their last 5 games. They rank in the top 20 in passing on average per game, top 40 in scoring. They have marquee outright wins against the likes of NC State, Florida State, and Boston College. Meanwhile, Michigan State, really not a great covering team this year, lost a lot of money for their backers. They're just 3-9 against the spread overall for the season, 2-4 against the spread when traveling. They failed to cover against the likes of Maryland, Illinois, and Indiana this year. They rank 107th in scoring, 111th in yards per play. Now, total-wise, Michigan State 5-2 to the under in their last 7. Wake Forest 70% to the under in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean toward another underdog. Give me Wake Forest plus 4 and the under 50 total points in that game. Next matchup, Oklahoma State taking on Texas A&M, 6:45 Eastern kickoff at NRG Stadium. That is the Texas Bowl. Now, Texas A&M, they are the 5.5-point favorite, total at 53 and a hook. We saw a half-point move toward Texas A&M and movement upward on the total. The Aggies open as the 5-point favorite, up to -5.5. Total open 52, up to 53 and a hook. 57% are leaning Oklahoma State, 70% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Cowboys are plus $1.80 on the money line. Now, Oklahoma State's 4-1 straight up in their last 5. They're also 70% against the spread in their last 10. They rank in the top 20 in rushing, top 20 in yards per play. Meanwhile, Texas A&M, losers in their last 2 straight. They're also just 4-5 against the spread in their last 9. They rank 61st in scoring, 67th in yards per play, and they failed to cover against the likes of Texas, San Antonio, and Arkansas. Now, Texas A&M is 3-0 to the under in their last 3, 5-1 to the under away from home. Meanwhile, Oklahoma State 4-1 to the under in their last 5, 70% to the under in their last 10 as well. I'm going to lean Oklahoma State plus 5.5 and the under 53 and a hook in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Friday's college football action. But before we dive into some more of that, I just want to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again we do daily premium plays on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. We have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. And if you want to check out my current record, you can do that for free right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. It's right on the homepage. That is patreon.com /BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and get into our next couple of games. Our next matchup is going to be the Holiday Bowl, and that's going to be USC taking on Iowa, and that'll be an 8 o'clock Eastern kickoff in that game. The Hawkeyes are the 2.5-point favorite, total at 52.5. We saw a half-point fade of Iowa and movement downward on the total. The Hawkeyes open 3, down to -2.5. Total open 53.5, down to 52.5. 53% are on USC, 52% shaded toward the over. Right now the Trojans are plus $1.15 on the money line. USC 3-0 straight up in their last 3. They have wins over Arizona State, Cal, and UCLA in that stretch. They're also 6-3 against the spread in their last 9. They've got marquee covers over the likes of Arizona, Notre Dame, and Utah this year. They rank in the top 10 in passing in the nation, top 15 in yards per play on average. Now, Iowa on the other side, they failed to cover the point spread in their last 2 straight. It was Nebraska and Illinois that they failed to cover the point spread against in that stretch. They're also just 3-5 against the spread in their last 8. They rank 99th in scoring, 96th in rushing, and they rank 86th in offensive yards per play. Now, conversely, Iowa's 80% to the under in their last 10. No surprises there. USC 3-2 to the under in their last 5 as the official road team. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase the half a point, buy it up, and lean USC plus 3 and the under 52.5 in that game. All right, next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be the Cheez-It Bowl. And that's going to be Air Force taking on Washington State, 10:15 Eastern kickoff in that game. The Air Force Academy, they are the 2.5-point favorite in this game, total at 68.5. Now we saw a half a point fade of Air Force and movement upward on the total. The Academy opened 3, down to -2.5. Total opened 66, up to 68.5. 53% are leaning Air Force, 65% toward the over. Right now, Washington State is plus $1.15 on the money line. Now the Cougars have won 2 out of their last 3 games. They scored 31 points or more in 7 out of their last 10 as well. They rank in the top 10 in scoring on average per game, top 3 in passing. They have outright wins over the likes of Oregon State, Stanford, and Houston. They also rank in the top 5 in yards per play on average. Now, Air Force on the other side, they failed to cover the point spread in 2 out of their last 4. They're also just 3-4 against the spread away from home. They rank 124th in passing, 50th in yards allowed per play. Now, Air Force 5-4 to the over in their last 9. Washington 6-3 to the over in their last 9 themselves. I'm going to purchase the half a point, buy it up, and take Washington State plus 3 in the over 68.5 in that contest. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our quick pick recap. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. I like Washington State plus 3 over 68.5. I like USC plus 3 under 52.5. Oklahoma State plus 5.5 under 53.5. Wake Forest plus 4 under 50 points. And last but certainly not least, I like the Temple Owls plus 5.5 in the over 53.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Shout out to Philly Scorpio, Samir Yarbo, Abdul Isahaku, Dave Gott, Shah N, Jake Bobby 305. Shout out to Lloyd Palmer, Wyclef Izaboki from Kenya, DK Smash, Joe Me the Money, Beamer Ball 4420, New Era 1. Shout out to Vernon Williard, Kevin M, Ephraim Corpus, Jill Bourne Julian, and last but certainly not least, gotta give a shout out to my man Thomas Blake. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium picks on that website beginning at just $1.99 per month. We also have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. Now, you may be wondering, well, why would I buy a Patreon package when I got all the picks for free right here on YouTube? Well, I'll tell you this much. What we do here on YouTube is we handicap every single game on the board, both the side and the total. And of course, if you were to bet your hard-earned money on every single game on the board, side and total, you will find out very quickly that you cannot win that way. You certainly won't win in the long run, and you're probably going to end up losing a lot of money in the short run as well. The math is against you. The books are too sharp. They're too smart. and they have too much damn money to absorb the losses. So what we do on Patreon is we really narrow it down and focus in on 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're high percentage selections, games that I personally have action on. And once again, guys, my current Patreon record is a whole lot better than it is handicapping every single game on the board side and total on YouTube. And you can check out that current record for free right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Friday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you on patreon.com/BrockPage.